See, not rehearsed, still great.
I know, right? Learning every time.
Yeah. So if only we could be that well in our actual band.
Yeah.
Without rehearsal.
2 practices.
Yeah, we don't have a band now.
No, it barely
That's
exists.
how well it went. Hello again.
Yeah, we're back again already.
Yeah.
Just did the Money in the Bank one, and obviously you were aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
We said we might do AEW on that, and we decided, yeah, we'll watch it, we'll do it. So on a Sunday morning, we were both... It feels like a hangover, but I didn't drink last night, but it's just because I've been up really late. It was like 5:10 in the morning before I got back.
Oh, was it?
It was light out. I was just like, oh.
I hate it when it's light out.
I know, it's just so hard to get to sleep.
It's like you've missed bedtime.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, that's it, I'm up now. That's it.
It was worth it because this is almost like the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we were ranting about Money in the Bank of all pretty much negatives. This
More or
is
less.
now pretty much all positives.
All positives. So, yeah, it might be the Anglesland podcast and it might be a Stone Cold intro.
Yes.
But this is not a WWE pay-per-view.
This is the first AEW pay-per-view.
Yes.
Double or Nothing.
Yes.
And because it's quite recent, I'm glad to report there's no deaths.
Yes, I don't think anyone's died. Well, people have died this week, but nothing wrestling based, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a long... The only thing... It's not the only thing. One of the things that I suppose... I'll start off on a bum note.
No,
it was a bit of a long fucking pay-per-view. I would have thought, being as it's not WWE related, I would have thought they'll condense it down a bit, because WWE have been slammed a lot of times saying how long their shit is.
Yeah.
And this was an hour preview and then another 4-hour pay-per-view after that, and it was just... I felt like you could have cut it down.
Yeah, there's so many things you can look into it. They might have thought it might have been something to do with their TV deal. Like
maybe
said we want this
there's
amount.
A certain amount they have to have it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they might have thought.
It's a nitpick. It's not me like saying, "Oh, that's it. It's ruined it for me." It's just a bit of a nitpick. Just because I'm old and tired.
Yeah. I don't know if All In was officially an AEW pay-per-view. It was kind of just probably just a one-off now. Think about it, but because this was almost like the first official AEW pay-per-view, they might have thought, well, we'll go all out in a kind of time length here.
We'll give it as much as we possibly can to just give everybody some sort of enjoyment.
Yeah. So it might remain at 4 or 5 hours. It might go down to 3. It might just been a one-off to get the ball rolling.
I think if they went down to 3, it would definitely keep me even more interested.
We've already got the pre-show. Kind of thing.
True.
So with 4 hours of the actual show and then a pre-show, you are going to get a bit fatigued.
Yeah. I suppose one thing we should say is, like, when we're going through these matches and everything, we don't know everything. It's the thing, we don't know every single person, we don't know every single storyline, we know bits and bobs about certain ones, so if we mispronounce names or we can't remember stuff...
It's going to be a lot of that guy.
Yeah.
Or the guy in blue or some shit like that. So apologies.
Yeah, in advance.
Yeah.
But, it's his first one.
Well, yeah, it's a brand new company, so like we said, we've got to get used to these new characters.
Yeah.
Unless we, watch... We know some of them because they used to be WWE, WCW, or some of the indie scene guys have come to our knowledge, but there's a majority where we're like, well, we don't know who this guy is. But we were impressed.
Yeah. So we kick on with the pre-show?
Yeah, I think the pre-show was called Buy-In.
Yeah. So it's a nice little thing to say, I won't buy this pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, it worked with the name of the pay-per-view, and it was kind of their way of nudging, like, come on, buy the rest of the pay-per-view.
Buy it. Which, I know they banged on about it through the entire pre-show, the commentators, but I thought to myself, well, it's fine because they don't have a network like WWE do, so it's like you have to try and get as many buys as you possibly can to that hour.
And they're new.
Yeah, they're brand new, you know what I mean? That hour there is to showcase what you can do for free and also push this is what you should be buying.
Yeah.
So I gave it a slide. It wasn't like it was constantly saying things like Mountain Dew and sponsored by KFC, Mattel and shit like that. It was literally just please buy our pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It was, again, nitpicking a bit, slight negative. I just want to get the pretty much only negative out of the way. As good as the show was constructed, as in what was planned, storylines, all that, they still need quite a bit of work on production.
Yes,
I was
saying this to the missus this morning. Yeah.
Commentary was okay.
That's one of the things that's taken me down a couple of points, just because, the commentating was okay. It really saved that JR was there, because one of the other commentators was boring as hell.
Yeah, Alex something.
I don't know what it just. There was no real big emotion to him, so he needs to step it up a bit.
Yeah.
But it's lucky JR was there to kind of keep it fresh as they can. The camera's angles cut the time because they had 2 shoots coming out the entrance, and they kept panning to one when the people were coming out the other, and there's a couple of times where the cameraman got in the way, or they're cutting away from something they shouldn't have cut away from.
Especially the first match, which we'll get to in a minute, the Battle Royal. Fair enough, there's so much going on.
There's Rick again, there he is again.
Yeah. the Battle Royal is a lot going on, so it's a struggle to see what's there. But, you know, I don't know how many cameras they had. Maybe they didn't have as many as WWE had. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but
plus, a couple of times with the script, they got a little bit lost. Like maybe there's an auto cue, there's a couple of missteps. And to be perfectly honest, this is the only negatives for us, I think.
Yeah,
and it's the first pay-per-view, so...
It wasn't like... Usually with WWE it's frustrating because of what they're booking. This has nothing to do with the booking, it was just... Maybe it was nerves in the air, or because it was quite relatively new to some people.
Yeah, there's some new people in there, They haven't got billions and billions of dollars like fucking WWE have, so they're making do with what they've got, and what they did was absolutely incredible. It's just that they just need to work on the production a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, JR, he's not perfect. Even he made a couple of mistakes last night.
Yeah, but you know, he's old man, isn't he?
Yeah, at his age as well, I don't think it's fair to let him carry it as such.
No, that's why I said this other guy needs to step it up a little bit.
So the Excalibur guy, the guy in the mask, I don't know if I'm digging that or not. If you're retired, take the mask off. That's my kind of thing. But one of them, I can't remember which one, did seem to get a little bit into the emotion as the show went on. But yeah, especially at the pre-show part, it's like, you know, get over this nerve hurdle or whatever it is. If you really want to sell this, act excited, and don't be all like, hi and welcome to All In, or Buy In, whatever, Double or Nothing tonight, it's going to be great. It's like, well, you sound like
I was going to say, so I was like really hyped for like the Rhodes brothers against each other, and when he was just going, it's Cody Rhodes versus Dustin, and this has been building up for quite a while. And
excitement's running through the veins.
I was like, Jesus Christ, mate.
Yeah.
Excitement, tell your face. Yeah. Jesus.
Only negative.
Yeah, we'll crack on with it.
Yeah. So first was the Battle Royal.
It was like, it was a bit confusing with the flush cards, the different card suits and everything that came out, because sometimes it'd be one person, then it'd be 3 and 5 and 2 and blah blah blah, and then you had the Joker card, which we all assumed who was going to be.
Well, it was either the guy it was, or we thought it might be Moxley.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose, the WWE guys. It was a concept that I don't know if we got to get used to, or it just didn't work, because...
I would say from now on just do a stand-up Battle Royal. I think it's fun to do that in Vegas when it's a Double or Nothing, it's something to do with poker and everything, it's a fun little gimmick thing, but it just seemed a little bit too confusing to kind of figure out.
Yeah, well, from the start of the show, there was some people already in there. They did give them some sort of introduction. Then there wasn't really... They did, with the Royal Rumble in WWE, you have that 10-second countdown.
Yeah.
Which at some point suddenly a guy on a mic will turn up going, the diamonds are coming out now. And sometimes you forget that it's the same thing. So you're like, who the fuck are the diamonds?
Yeah, again, it's down to just a little bit more production value there. Yeah. Just you need to put a little bit more effort into that bit just to get people hyped. Yeah. Because the countdown's a big deal.
Yeah, the crowd gets invested.
Yeah, because you start counting it down and like, who's next? You know what I mean? It's
not a Goldberg reference.
No. Yeah. So it was good. We had a couple of WWE stars in there. We know.
Billy Gunn
was in there. Ty Dillinger was in there, and he looked happy. You know what I mean? Just fresh. He just looked like I'm comfortable here.
Yeah. Again, apologies. It's not called Ty anymore. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
We had Tommy Dreamer from ECW and stuff.
Headshots.
Yeah,
that was nice. Some guy, I can't remember, he took a massive bump through the table. Like, I think he got thrown over the top rope and just landed in the back of his neck through the table. And they're thick tables. That reminded me of school tables.
Yeah, they did look thicker, didn't they?
Yeah.
That big fucker just charging that little guy over the top rope. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where just fucking bulldozed and he flew over. That was fucking cool.
Yeah, plenty of spots. Jimmy Havoc was in there.
Yeah, Havoc was there.
He's insane. Some guy dressed as a lizard. I forget his name.
Yeah. Again, we're going to forget a lot of names here.
Yeah. There was a guy, I mean, it was weird, but kudos to the guy. He had no legs.
Oh, yeah.
It just, I can't...
He was one of the ones that started in the ring.
I was like, who's this guy?
Yeah, I started laughing, and it's not because of the fact that he doesn't have any legs. It's not that. It's just like, I hat off to him for doing wrestling, even though you're a couple of limbs short. I think, credit to you. My only point is, he's in a battle royal where both feet have to touch the floor. It's like, has he found a loophole here where he doesn't have feet, so he technically wins?
Yeah, because it would be a kind of out of a bad taste if they suddenly said, but the rule for this guy is that if he lands face first.
Yeah, well, both stumps have to hit the floor.
I would have said that.
It was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, there's plenty of fresh. There was another guy. I think his name was MJF or something like that.
The prick with the Burberry scarf.
Yeah, he came out later in the night, and even in the match, he was showing to me you're going to be like the top heel.
He's going to be a good heel.
He's got a mix of The Miz, Sami Zayn,
Del
Rio in him.
It's a nice mixture.
Yeah, it's
I was invested quite easily with him as well, considering, like I said, no idea who he was, but he spoke a good game. He made another appearance later on as well in the pay-per-view, and just I thought, I can get behind this guy being a dick. I liked it.
The thing with the WWE is like it's almost it's probably a real struggle for WWE. Like we as fans love Kevin Owens, but even though he's a heel, we love him to the fact that we do want him to win, we want him to succeed. Where maybe it's because it's a fresh company with AEW with this new guy. Don't get me wrong, praising him for his great heel work, but he was heel enough that I was like, I still want you to lose. I still want you to get your ass kicked right now. So and the Joker was Hangman Page.
Yes, which we all said it was going to be him or it was going to be Moxley.
And he was only in there because it was meant to be him versus Pac. Neville, WWE guys.
Creative differences. I heard he threw a bit of a tantrum.
It was a lot of like, I don't mind losing tonight. I'm glad I'm winning tonight, but I don't want to lose this week or next week.
It is what it is. The winner of it was Hangman Page. I think he seemed like the strongest contender, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and he's the first normal contender for the yet to be crowned AEW champion, which is a strong opener to kind of say this match determines one of the
top guys.
One of the first guys who may be the champion. And it's because it obviously what it was kind of the pre-show to invest the casual viewer to buy the pay-per-view. So it wasn't the greatest battle royal in the world. They say there was a lot of confusing rules, but
still had fun.
Solid enough.
Yeah, definitely
Solid enough.
What was the next one?
The next one was again, forgive us, we forget names. Kip Sabian versus I think his name Sammy Guevara. I think is how we.
Is that the dude with the green shorts? And then the other guy. I think I know what you're on about. Yeah, that was actually a good match.
It was a good match.
Really
Again, it was one of those kind of going in blinded because I hadn't really heard of it. Kip Sabian rings a bell, the name, but I didn't recognise it.
But definitely a solid match.
Yeah,
really enjoyable.
It kind of came across to me as this is going to sound like a negative, but it really isn't. It reminded me a little bit of the cruiserweight title match they had at Money in the Bank, of the sense of this is a little bit better than that match in the sense of how it started. It's not like they did anything wrong. It's just they're doing good moves and it was it was flowing quite well, but the crowd weren't exactly behind it yet. I think a lot of the crowd haven't even arrived yet.
Yeah.
And then whereas in WWE the cruiserweight title match they kind of did this spurt of the last 5 minutes. They did it for the last 15, which is good because
it was good.
So it took a while to get going and get the ball rolling, but it gained momentum, and it wasn't not a negative. Wasn't near any caliber the match of the night, but good enough.
But to try and sell the pay-per-view in the pre-show, I think that was a good. It was a good showing. Yeah, like I say it made your comparison to the cruiserweight makes sense because a lot of the times the reason the cruiserweight is on a pre-show is because they're high flying and it gets someone to buy that last pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's
which is a shame for them, but I get the point, and I think they did similar with these guys.
Yeah,
so, lower weight class and everything, more high flying, and just saying, look, this is what we can be capable of.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't a nut. I really don't want this to sound like a nut, but as a fan of just wrestling for years, it was one of those matches that entertained me because I get it, I get the industry, I get the art form and stuff. If I was the casual viewer and I missed the battle royal or whatever and I'd only just tuned in, I still don't think that would have been the match to make me go, I want to buy this pay-per-view.
Maybe not, yeah.
So I'm not saying they dropped the ball.
No,
they didn't. Yeah, they did a great match and they should be proud. But when you're trying to sell a pay-per-view, maybe try and turn it up a little bit more, turn the notch up. But that's the only little, nitpicking again.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of nitpicking in this podcast, if you're completely honest. We've got to try and find a couple of holes because nothing is wholly perfect.
Well, no, if we'd be screaming from the rooftops if that first show was perfect from start to finish.
Yeah.
But nothing's ever going to be perfect from their first outing. So. And then we went into the main show.
Yes, so into the main show, and the first match was...
it was the 6-man, but I just remembered before we missed a bit of it because of they
crossing over to the conversion.
But Kenny, Cody, and the Young Bucks.
They all came out, didn't they? Yeah.
And they're just basically
introducing
themselves, welcoming people to the show, and kicking it off. But they did have their first jab at WWE.
Oh there's a couple of jabs all night. One very big that we'll talk about later. But what was that?
The attendance record.
That was it. Yeah,
because it's quite well documented. WWE will almost round up attendance
numbers just to make themselves seem like they're more important,
and say they've created records when they haven't. So it would be something like I don't know.
There'll be 99,000, and they'll say it's 101.
Yeah, something like that. But also they'll kind of cheat in the sense of, okay, there's 99,000 fans here, but they'll include like the cameraman, the guy having a piss outside. It's like, that's not attendance. No, that's just people in the local vicinity
working there.
Yeah. So they took a shot of saying 20,000 people are here, and Cody was like, well,
we're going to fill 15,000.
I think it was like 13,000.
Yeah.
Like that. And like, we're rounding up.
Yeah, we're rounding up a wrestling promotion. We all round up, don't we?
Yeah, I see. First pop at WWE, which was just, WWE. I don't know if they're going to take it personally, but because it was a jab, but I'd like to think they'd take it fun.
Yes, that's what it was. It's meant to be playful.
So
maybe not the one that pops up later on, but
no,
I still think it was necessary. But anyway,
the one later on was a declaration of war. Pretty much.
So the match,
it was SoCal Uncensored versus what are they called? I can't remember what they called it, but it was a guy called they're just called the Strong Hearts,
right?
Which again, we don't know. I've got the names here. So Christopher Daniels, I know the name of because he was a big deal in TNA. Daniels, Frankie, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky, and the Strong Hearts are Seema, T-Hawk, and L. Lindemann. Now, like 80% of those guys I've never heard of. Yeah. So I'll say that. Christopher Daniels I have. SoCal Val, SoCal Val's a different person. SoCal Uncensored, sorry. They came across as a kind of better 3MB kind of. I don't know. It's really weird. It reminded me of all the other trios I know wrapped into one. So you have elements of like the Outlaw NWO in there, but the playfulness of like New Day and BWO. They had I think Christopher Daniels came out with a microphone, so there was that rock band 3-man band mentality.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure if they're meant to be heel or face because they got that smug kind of thing.
And we hate everybody in this town.
Yeah, that seems to be their catchphrase.
Yeah,
Vegas seems to love that.
But everybody loved it, and it's like, well, it's technically a heel thing, but they're so over.
If it's over, it's over.
It's very Elias-like.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Which is fine. It worked fine. Everybody bought into it. And I was like, okay, that's their catchphrase. I'm fine with that. It makes sense.
Well, I mean, to do that whole
fun.
Well, at one point to go, we hate everyone in this town, and then to end it with, I want everyone to shout our letters in the count of 3, and I'll really pretty much yell SCU. It's like, well, that's turning back it to face kind of stuff. Yeah, but they played the crowd, which is what a character and a wrestler should do. And then these Strong Hearts came out, who apparently, before the match started, my brother, who was also in attendance at my house, claimed that these guys were pretty crazy, and they did some crazy stuff. But when I hear crazy, I'm thinking, right, it's going to be fucking mental. And it's not like they were restrained.
No, they weren't there. They weren't being safe.
It was just like, it was just kind of like, I think I picked it up in my
head. I was going to say, I think you built that up in your own head, like, Zach built it up in your head.
But it was a very solid match. Again, this is the thing, with when it's good and that good, with WWE, it's almost like, yes, it's good, and then you remember the certain spots because there's only a select few.
Yeah, but with this, there's so many.
You can't
pick them all out, and it's even more difficult when you don't know everybody's names and shit.
Yeah.
It's just, but there was. I think the problem is with this podcast, I think we should probably not skip through, but get through some of the ones we know lesser of.
It's going to be a shorter
and just say, look, these were awesome. Let's get onto the stuff we really know a lot about.
Yeah.
So with this, it's the same. We can't think of any specific spots, but fuck me, there were loads, and it just kept. There was one point where there was an entire sequence, and just kept going and going and going.
It just flowed.
It just that's the thing. I think that's why it's hard to pick things out because it flowed so nicely.
And there's a match later on that I'll pretty much, probably a couple of matches where I'll be saying the exact same things as I am now.
Yeah.
Good. Not anything to do with the characters as such, just. That's the caliber of wrestling we were getting that night.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but that Kip Sabian match, Kip Sabian won it.
Yeah.
And SCU won this, which I don't know the characters, but I thought they might have gone with the Strong Hearts kind of thing. But
I feel like the other guys seem more over.
Yeah, well, that's it. With Christopher Daniels, people knowing Christopher Daniels already, he was pretty much the standout star of those 6 because he's been on TNA and American TV before and stuff. It's kind of like, well, he's already established. We're establishing him more in this company.
Yeah.
And I don't think Christopher Daniels is like a spring chicken anymore. So he might be one of those guys who's there to put people over more than anything else.
Yeah.
So make him strong, and then as AEW rolls on, he can do what he does of put people over and all that stuff. So
good, solid, awesome match.
Good opener for the main card. Because I always like 6-man tags.
Yeah.
Then it was meant to be. This was the first surprise of the night. Again, I love being taken off guard.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a triple threat women's match. First ever women's match in AEW. It was Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose versus Kylie Ray. Who, I'm sorry, Kylie Ray is...
Kyrie Sane.
Well, no,
I thought she looked a little...
Also, Kylie Ray's the Bailey chick. The one who was smiling all the time.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm thinking someone else.
Yeah.
See, this is going to happen a lot.
Yeah, this is, Kylie Ray was pretty much Bailey turned up to 11, a bit too smiley.
Yeah, like really, like...
It works.
Basically, like Bailey had taken a line of coke before she went out.
Yeah, got some LSD in it. It works for that character.
Yeah.
But to the point, and I think it's because I'd only just seen this character, it's going to take me back of like, she's very smiley.
But I do quite like it. I like it because she's a face at the minute, that makes sense. But what I would like is that if she ended up turning heel but remaining the same,
yeah,
just get on your last fucking nerve. Just she's so smiling, happy, and
like Bo Dallas.
Yeah, that whole thing where you just like, oh, I fucking hate you. I can't wait to get your teeth kicked in.
Yeah,
it's just I think they could do really well with that. But anyway, so the surprise.
Well, I was going to get to the other characters first.
Oh yeah,
because Nyla Rose was the. She reminded me of. Was it? Oh, sorry, Kylie Ray. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up now. Okay, Britt. No, I'm not. Sorry, no, I am right. Kylie Ray was the smiling one. Britt Baker was her character's a dentist.
Oh yeah,
which is a bit, but not character.
Isn't that Adam Cole's wife?
Adam Cole, baby, his wife.
Yes.
And it wasn't a character as such. She came out just as pretty much the standard women wrestler. But they kind of had to throw in there, and she's a dentist as well. I was sitting there going, cool, but how's this relevant?
I don't care that he has a PhD.
Yeah, unless something in her character is like Isaac Yankem or back in the day, or she kicks people's teeth out or gets dentist equipment out during the match, it's not really relevant.
Yeah.
And then Nyla, was it Rose, I said?
Is that the big ass?
Yeah, she reminded me of... Again, this isn't a dig, but a thinner version of Nia Jax. Yeah, she still looked monstrous, quite big, and
slightly leaner.
Yeah, and then we're getting ready for this triple threat, and then Brandy Rhodes comes out in her wrestling gear. Now apparently she does this a lot, but for me,
apparently she's always out in her wrestling gear.
This was
gets you after.
This was a double bluff for me. She's going to insert stuff in the four-way. And it didn't register when she said this thing of like, no, I was honest, I want you guys to have a great match. I think this could be like great for the company, but I want great to be awesome. And while I'm thinking, well, don't they seem
awesome? What's awesome? Is it Maurice?
Well, yeah, but I was literally sitting there thinking, well, that's shit, because great and awesome pretty much on the same caliber, same level of, likely, not I don't know what, excitement, I suppose. And then, right at the last second, I can't remember if it was Mark or my brother, went, Awesome Kong, and she came out. I was like, oh my god, I got Awesome Kong.
That's karma for anyone in WWE.
Yeah, but also, Awesome Kong made her name in TNA as Awesome Kong. So, she came out looking like looking exactly the same, looked like she hadn't lost any weight.
Aged a day.
Yeah, and she hasn't really lost a step. She had that same psycho look in the ring. She's quite. I didn't really watch much of her TNA career, but she's quite a big lass, so she kind of sometimes slow in places. And the match was good. It was it was great for the women's division to open with that kind of match because it showed. Some people might be tuning in and going, "Oh, the women going to be like the divas of the Attitude
the
Era."
Afterthought."
Yeah, or they're going to be like carrying on this women's revolution through wrestling, and they obviously are coming.
Yeah, they treat them with respect, and to the point that they're just as good as the men.
Yeah, they started it the right way with Nyla and Kong having the square off because they're the big lasses.
But Nyla just I thought she'd cower back a little bit, but she went straight up to her, straight in her face.
I think that's good because if you're you're meant to be being this new big chick, and if you're
someone's coming
showing
into your ring
straight away, it's kind of like. it's almost like without saying anything, she's like, I know who you are, but AEW is going to be my town kind of thing. So yeah, it was what it was. There was just pretty much just a decent fatal 4-way. There was one point where
plenty of moments.
Kylie Ray's head nearly got kicked right off. I think the bow just flew out of her hair. I was like, holy shit. And it wasn't long after that was it Kylie Ray, or am I getting it mixed up again? So just checking it was Kylie Ray got her head kicked straight off by Britt Baker, the dentist, and Britt Baker won it, which I'm fine with. The only nitpick is about 5 minutes before the pinfall, there was the spot when Nyla speared Kong into the steel steps.
Yeah.
But even after the bell rang, say match over, they were still lying there. Now I'd understand if they'd gone through like the barrier or something, but they would have got up quite a while ago. So, but it was also nice to think. It would have been predictable to have Kong debut and
win. Yeah, so they subverted that, which is good.
Yeah, I think Brandy sold that quite well because she was kind of. It looks like Brandy and Kong are going to have some kind of partnership.
Yeah.
And Brandy kind of stood there, not in shock, but in kind of a disappointed, I thought Awesome Kong was going to win this. Which might go somewhere, it's early days, too early to say yet. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, they're putting like Britt Baker over as like... And there was other women's matches, but to me it was kind of saying that Britt Baker's going to be leading the women's division here.
Yeah, she's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, I mean... If she's married to Adam Cole, they're probably trained together, and Adam Cole's amazing, so Britt Baker's probably going to be amazing as well.
Yeah.
But then it was another tag team match. The Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, who apparently used to be in NXT, I can't really remember much of his versus Angelico and Jack Evans, who were the guys in the neon green gear. Those two guys, the Best Friends were good, but the other two guys really impressed me. They gave me that Young Bucks kind of feel of like they just throw caution to the wind.
Yeah, just go for it. I think they're just like I don't need a script, I just need to go nuts.
Well, yeah, they're agile, they're technical, they're high flying, risk takers. They spiked a lot.
Yeah.
To the point, those points where you think, did he just fucking break his neck, kind of thing.
But you want that kind of set to believe where you sit there going, has he hurt himself?
Yeah, you want that little voice in the back of your head going, is he okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's kind of ghoulish to think, oh wow, I want to see that kind of stuff. But we don't want anyone to get genuinely hurt at the end of the day. We want just a good fight.
But it's the same thing when people watch UFC. That's a lot more aggressive than wrestling. It's proper hard hitting stuff. Yeah. You watch it with intent of someone to get the shit beaten into them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like if someone gets hurt in WWE, it's it sucks. You don't want it to happen, but you kind of get invested more because
it's part of the art form.
Bad. Yeah, it's part of the art form. Exactly.
Yeah, if in the art form you are that good to make it look like you broke your neck and yet still be completely fine, you're a good wrestler.
Yeah.
So
again, so many spots, so many moments, and I can't pick out anything specific because it was so.
That was the match of the night for me, which the whole match was just one big spot.
Yeah,
again, not being harsh to them, weren't my match of the night, but when it's that kind of...
Considering we have no idea who they were, really.
No, I'd known of that, what did I say, Trent Beretta or whatnot. I knew of him. I think I'd maybe follow NXT. Yeah. He's the Best Friend. I don't want to take anything away from the best. Their tag team is called Best Friends. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it might get.
It's not our best friends in wrestling.
Yeah.
Danny Blade.
The best. The Best Friends. They picked up the victory, and they were by no means a weaker team than the other two. But with the other two, they've straight away as a new fan to this new product. I was sitting there going, I want to see more of these guys. It's going to be a couple of my favourites.
And again, I think that's what this pay-per-view needed to do.
Yeah.
It needs to... Because they're fully aware that there's going to be a lot of people on this card that people like us and plenty of other people, even more casual than we are, don't know who they are. Yeah. So if you can come away from a match not having a freaking clue who they are and going, I want to see more, you've done your job.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if there was like a little talk, locker room talk beforehand with Cody and Kenny leading it, whoever, saying, look, pretty much everyone here has made their name either in WWE, WCW, or on the indie scene. But we need to go into this show pretending like these people have never heard of us before. Yeah. We're here to put our name on the map.
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
As a team.
Well, because they even said, I think, as the match was starting, Angelico and Jack Evans, they were originally meant to be in the Battle Royal, but kicked up a fuss about it, saying, no, we want a match on the main card. There might be an element of truth to that. It might have been storyline, there might be an element of truth, and then there was obviously the Hangman Page Pac match was cancelled. So this might have been those matches. Yeah, this might have been them going, aha, can we please get out the Battle Royal then and fill that void and have a tag team match?
It's good to do.
And they proved themselves like, we're not just these Battle Royal guys. Well, no offense to the Battle Royal guys.
It proves with management, if you give someone a chance when they want it and give them a chance to give it a go, they could work wonders.
Yeah, it could have flopped.
WWE.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it flops.
But if you don't give them that chance, then you're never going to know. If you could, the great thing about giving someone a chance is if they flop and fail, you can sit back and go, "Told you."
Yeah. Okay.
But if they succeed, that's making you money.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
Here's my WWE pop of the podcast.
It's going to be more than one.
Yeah. But for an example of like when the fans say they gave him the opportunity to drop the ball. Baron Corbin is at the minute, and yet WWE think he's still got the ball. The fans are saying he hasn't.
No, they haven't got the ball. We took the ball, burst it, and threw it in the bin.
Yeah,
and you still think he's got it.
We called for Baron to have a chance. You gave Baron a chance. Baron didn't really.
Plenty of chances.
Yeah, Baron didn't really run with it. Unfortunately,
he needs to go away and reinvigorate himself and maybe repackage and come back a little bit.
Or do what Tyler Breeze has done and go back to NXT for a while. Yeah, that would be fun. I could see Baron being a very dominant NXT champion if he's got a new character and booked the right way.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was a good match as well.
Then it was the 6-woman tag team match again.
Yeah, this is the one where one of them looked like Harry Sane. I can't remember.
Yeah,
the one with the white gear on.
Yeah, it was
the small lass.
The names I've got to avoid more confusion. There's the two called Rio.
I know. Yeah, it's just like when the second one was coming out, I was like, have they fucked up?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, she's called Rio as well. Just spelled slightly differently.
More production fuck up. No, it was Hikaru Shida, Rio Abe. Yeah, that's what it said.
I know.
Rio Mizunami versus what was that? Did we see Aja? That was it. We had a good laugh about that.
Aja. He's Farja.
Yeah.
Father.
Aja Kong, Yuka Sakaze, and Emi Sakura. Again, never heard of any of them. Apparently, according to one of our friends there last night, one of them was on the very first Monday Night Raw, so she must have been getting on a bit. She was obviously the legend of that group. I think all 6 women were Chinese. Apologies if we got that wrong.
We'll say Oriental.
Yeah,
because I don't think they're all Chinese. Some of them could have been Japanese. Some of them could be from Korea. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm generally not too sure.
Yeah, so
it's not a racist jab. It's just in a fast-paced match and everybody coming out. I can't really tell. I don't know who these people are.
Yeah,
so
it was.
I haven't researched it. So we'll say Oriental background.
It was one of them where. It didn't exactly stop the momentum as such, but the last 2 matches have been so good, and I was now in that mentality that I was ready for the 3 big matches.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't a piss break match. That's not what I'm going to say, because it's not like WWE where it was generally boring. Yeah, it was just it was that. Unfortunately, it was the match that just needed you to decompress a bit before you build up to the last 3 matches that you're there to see. So it was good, and the girls did really well. Again, there was plenty of spots, plenty of moments, and they did some good, solid wrestling. And I can't pick out anything specific because of how much was going on. I just need, and you needed a bit of a break, and this unfortunately was that break. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was a good, solid match, and the girls should be proud, but it just wasn't nothing to go out and say, "Oh my god, this was it."
It was kind of. One of those matches that, if it was in WWE, you'd be like, oh, that was a good match. Where this was kind of, yes, it was a good match, but compared to the rest of the card, it was kind of like, not just there, again, I'm not pissing on it. It was one of them where, like we just said, we were ready for the other matches, and it didn't exactly keep the momentum. It slowed the momentum down ever so slightly. Yeah. Maybe it was because we didn't know the people. Maybe it was the concept of a 6-man tag, because I think we'd had a lot of tag team matches.
Yeah, there wasn't that many one-on-ones in this pay-per-view.
So the only spot I can really remember is when I think the ref was distracted and there was some kind of, it looked like a bread bin or something.
The little kind of trash can thing that she kind of just used.
And then one of them had a really thick Singapore cane. There seemed to be a standoff and a duel with that.
Yeah.
And eventually the big lass just proper twatted someone in the head with it, and that echoed. I mean, it was hollow, but it still sounded painful. So yeah, it's good to see headshots again. It's
not like we're sitting there crying out for a headshot. It's just if they decide to go for it and they've signed off on it, then by all means bring it on.
Yeah, I think this match might have been kind of like, right, here's our like international flavour. We're going to put all 6 of these international women in one match, but as the company goes on, they'll be spread out across.
Yeah, I think this match was there to introduce these girls because you want to get. It's like a WrestleMania for them. You want to try and get as many people as you can on the card because this is their first one. You want to introduce as many people as you possibly can, all the while trying to do a decent pay-per-view. Now, like I said, this isn't the one to write home about, but it was good enough to introduce these girls to go right. I'm interested to see where they go with them.
Yeah.
What they can do. They can, like you say, they can split them off and do their own things, but you go, right, well, I saw them in that match, and there was none of them that I sat there and going, don't like them. I sat there going, they all did their job.
Yeah, it's kind of... this isn't a knock to either company now. They've just done the opposite of what WWE usually do, because with... who was it? Kairi Sane, who's the other one in there? Io Shirai, right. With Kairi Sane, Io Shirai and Asuka and stuff, they have started like forming them as tag teams now. But when they first came into the company, they were just going up against, I don't know, Billie Kay or Shayna Baszler, just the other women on the roster. Yeah. But when you first hear, hopefully at one point you get the announcement of I don't know, Asuka versus Io Shirai or Kairi Sane, whatever. That'll be the whole, right, this is nothing to do with the international sense. So, as not so much, it's more that they've got the same style. So, same with Shinsuke. If Hideo Itami was still there, if they suddenly went, it's going to be Itami versus Shinsuke, it's like strong style. These 2 Japanese guys.
Well, we say that, but...
Well, Itami's gone, so it's not going to happen.
No, I know, but it's like whenever we think, I should do strong style, like we thought AJ was going to do with Shinsuke Mania, it just didn't happen, did it?
Oh, AJ, Shinsuke, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, again, not knocking it, it was just one of those matches.
Who was it that won? I can't really remember now.
The 2 Rios and Hikaru won it. So yeah, it was kind of not the... it's a hard place to put it, but it probably would be the bottom of this. If I'm ranking the matches like the night, it will be at the bottom, but not for anything bad. It just wasn't.
It's just that's where
it didn't speak to me like the rest of the matches did. Yeah. Right, now we're getting to somewhere. Next was Cody versus Dustin. This was the match of the night for me.
Fuck me! It was so good. I mean, I was so hyped for this anyway. And when they finally said that Dustin was going to be going against Cody, I was like, I'm so happy they managed to sort this out.
Brother versus brother or sibling versus sibling will always sell.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a given.
And it's just they haven't really, considering how late in the game they managed to sign off on Dustin being part of it, they haven't really had time to build it up.
Just one promo.
And that promo was more than enough.
Yeah.
I just sat there going, instantly invested. And I know people are probably going to moan and go, oh yeah, it's because you know them for their time at WWE. Yes, I'm sure it is. But I've never been more invested in these 2 than I have before because of how much they're putting investment and history that they're invested in themselves here and giving their chance to shine and do what they want to do rather than being pushed down and made star fucking dust. They're actually going, this is what we wanted. Like you went on and on and on saying that this isn't a main event caliber match for WrestleMania and you weren't going to give it to us, and you made me Stardust and pissed me off to the point where I didn't want to be there, and he left. And look where he is now, where he's like, this is what you could have had at WrestleMania, and fuck me, even without the blood, because there was blood in this match. Good lord, there was so much blood. If there was none at all, I still would have thought this was an epic match. You didn't need the blood there, it just happened to be there.
It didn't need it, but it did, turn it up.
Oh, that's flavour. But my point is, it still would have been a 5-star match, even without it.
It was one of them as well. I would totally agree with those people like, well, you only like WWE. I would have gone, yes, if Cody had said, I'm going to bring the Stardust character back out, you bring Goldust. About why?
Yeah, makes sense.
But this is, Dustin was the natural before WWE. So he wasn't Goldust. Goldust, WWE, Dustin is something else.
Simply Dustin.
Yeah, and Cody has created this new character that was nothing to do with WWE.
Yeah,
so it was these 2...
Good.
Yeah, it was this old original character versus Cody's new character. Like they were selling it, brother versus brother, generation versus generation. Yeah. And the promo, it had other things in there, but the 3 main things were, I love my brother, but I'm going to put him out of his misery, and I'm here to kill the legend of the Attitude Era. That's enough for me to be like, I'm in.
Yeah.
So like you say, like even if we didn't know these guys, like the Young Bucks, I don't follow them a lot.
No, I know of them. I've seen a couple of matches, but yeah, I don't know them that much.
But if I didn't know the Young Bucks again, if I'd only heard of them, but suddenly someone said, "Oh, it's brother versus brother," the Young Bucks are fighting against each other. I'm watching it because it's just always been a selling point in wrestling. We should really go to Cody's entrance.
Oh, fucking
shots have been fired.
Shots fired.
Oh,
good lord! Because like the music was happening, the lights kind of panned up, and there's
some golden chandelier thing.
We thought, oh, maybe they're doing like a piss take with gold dust, and then dusting will come out. No, it ended up being Cody's entrance, and it ended up being a throne in the middle. And we thought, oh, is he going to be some kind of sitting on a throne? And then we started thinking, that looks very Triple H-esque. Iron Cross, skulls on a pit, pikes and stuff. Yeah. Very kind of metal Motorhead looking thing.
Yeah.
And then Cody comes out, and he looks at it, doesn't he? He just kind of wanders off.
Sit on it,
and I was like, okay, maybe he'll sit on it at the end. And then he comes down to the ring. His missus gets out the sledgehammer. And that is a big deal for someone because it's Triple H's signature weapon.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets that out. He walks up to the throne.
The crowd know
what's happening. He barely even pauses and just slams it on, and it falls apart. And it's like, right, okay, war's on. Yeah. This is a hell of a shot.
I know it seemed like a direct shot at Triple H, but I think it was more kind of like, we're here to take down the throne and the kingdom, which is WWE.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm a fan of both companies. You know, as frustrating as WWE's been the last few years, I'm still a fan. So I don't want WWE to go out of business, but I want this war. And they have properly said, we want this war.
Like I say, I like the fact that they've decided to do this. I know some people are probably going to be pissed. I was like, they're firing shots and shit. And it's just like, well,
so what?
It's needed because I feel like the WWE needs some competition to step their game up and everything. And if it's going to take Cody doing this to make the guys respond in WWE going, right, okay, we've got a response for you, then fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm really worried. I need them to respond. I want them to respond because
I don't think they will.
This is the thing I'm worried about. I don't think they will. I don't think they're even going to mention it. I think that they're going to look at AEW and think, no, it's beneath us. Then they're not a threat to us. It's like, they fucking are. They are a threat to you.
I don't think they'll see him as a threat until they start genuinely taking fans and rating it. Well,
it's the TV show that's going to help that. If they've got their, what's it going to be, Tuesday
night
Dynamite,
yeah.
Which again, it's good. It's just once a week. It's not too much. A couple of hours would be more than enough. If you can get people switching over to that rather than watching on WWE.
Yeah,
that's where it's going to start to show the cracks.
The problem is it's not a proper war like it was with WCW because it's not a ratings war.
Because
there's so different nights.
Yeah, plus we've got streaming stuff on like YouTube and all this kind of stuff. So it's not like you physically have to pick a channel.
Yeah, the problem with it, I guarantee Vince will have this problem if they go like, why are the ratings so low this week? What's going on? If someone in the office went, well, AEW unfortunately got a lot more ratings. He'll go, well, that's nothing to do with our low ratings because we're on a different night. They could have watched us on Monday and watched us on Tuesday. So I don't think they'll see AEW as a threat in the sense of ratings straight away. If more superstars start leaving WWE to want to jump over to AEW, that's when they're going to have to start thinking, we can't run this company with no wrestlers and no stars.
I mean, you say that, but it's on Tuesday night. SmackDown's on a Tuesday night.
But now it's going to Friday in October.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
It's a shame, though, because that would have helped to be a little bit of competition, because SmackDown is the stronger show out of SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah, for I think, the rumour is, I think Tuesday Night Dynamite is rumoured to start in September.
Okay.
So for maybe a month or two, we will see elements of a war between SmackDown and AEW.
If they can get a lot done in those few months... In a couple of months, that'd be great.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, the match itself.
Yeah.
Justin comes out. There's not really much going on with Justin's entrance. He's there, and it's...
It was kind of an emotional roller coaster, in a way, because I could kind of sense, just by their expressions, that they were so happy this was happening. Not just the brother versus brother match.
There's a couple of times you see Cody just
turn away,
well up a little bit. It's just like, he's like, I've got to stay in character.
Well, the great way for the crowd to show appreciation to both of them was to chant Dusty's name.
Yeah.
Which, I thought, I was expecting a let's go Cody, let's go Dustin, but to chant their father's name, to kind of go, look,
this is what he would want it for you guys.
We appreciate both of you. He would love that you're doing this. Yeah, it was a great thing.
He'd be all over it.
Yeah, the match started, it was very, playful at first, can't do the start.
They kind of feel, start to. I would say it's another WWE jab a little bit.
Yeah,
because he hates that character.
Yeah, it was more of a knock towards the Attitude Era Goldust, Dustin's career in WWE.
It was playful. It was kind of feeling each other out and just kind of. It's like mind games. They
were doing their own signature moves and stealing each other's signature moves every now and then. I went for Shattered Dreams. Cody removed the turnbuckle pad, so Dustin thought otherwise, saying, smart. Earl Hebner was the ref, by the way. Great to see Earl back. That was it, around that time, was it Dustin hit his head on the turnbuckle, didn't he?
Yeah.
Exposed turnbuckle.
Split himself open.
Then Brandy, who's, not afraid to get involved, spears Dustin. Earl catches it. The whole classic ejection. We can't see it. Awesome. JR's still commentating, so it kind of added to that.
I was all over it. Just
great to hear.
One thing I love hearing JR. Just I was sat there at the start of the pay-per-view and I heard his voice, and I think I remember saying to you guys, it's just so nice to hear his lovely Yankee velvety tones over the top of a pay-per-view. I'm just like, oh my god, I feel so invested already.
Yeah, it's kind of like he kind of places you comfortably in your seat. Yeah, we're going to enjoy this.
It's
together.
Like he's sitting there and holding you, going, it's going to be okay. Yeah. We're going to do this together. We'll do this together. It's going to be good.
Cole kind of comes up. Not only is it the whole. I don't want to knock Mark Cole too much because he's doing well with what he's got.
He's doing whatever he can. It's just Vince
Vince is in his ear talking shit.
Someone said the other day as well, little things that you don't notice, and they went through a load of things. Most of my time, I know that, but one thing I didn't know is whenever the announce team go quiet in WWE, they said 99% of the time it's because Vince is yelling down the thing. Yeah. So if you ever have a moment where there's a break in the
Vince isn't happy about it.
Yeah, he's shouting down the thing. You can't shout back.
No, you can't. I think I would.
You just got to sit there and take it.
Yeah. I always thought, mate, I'd probably stuff something in the earphone bit and just know, I've got the mic, I can't hear him, fuck him. Kind of thing.
Anyway, I can remember the match. He busts himself open and that's when the blood starts and just... It does not stop. It just keeps pouring and pouring and pouring.
I don't know if it was just because we're,
bad blading maybe? Because I think I saw him blade.
Yeah, it would have been a blade thing. It might have been a bit of a botch. There was a lot of blood, but I don't know if it was because, when there's blood in WWE now, we know it's real because, they ban blade and stuff. And it's always like a small cut. Apart from, recently the whole Randy Orton, when Lesnar went it kind of reminded me more of that. But when I think back to the Attitude Era, there's probably a lot more blood than we saw then. Yeah. But because it was, we're relatively new. Yes, exactly, yeah.
He did have a little moment where I thought, oh, that's very Stone Cold, when he had him in a submission move and he just...
he closed his eyes.
Yeah, closed his eyes with the blood pouring down. It looked like the sharpshooter type thing. I quite liked that. I'm not saying they were specifically going for a little knock to it.
No.
Like they're looking at it going, it's a little homage to that moment. It just reminded me of that. And straight away I thought, it feels so attitude-like. I like that.
It was a very... a basic plan. Sometimes the best plans are the basic one of because at one point, Dustin had the half face paint, where half his face was red, and for a while I was thinking, well, maybe it just looks worse than it is because half it's red already. And then the more I looked at it, it's like I think the makeup is actually fading now.
It's gone.
This is just blood,
pure blood,
and the lack of sympathy from Cody. Meant Cody's being a barbaric twat now. To when Dustin started getting momentum back, the crowd automatically come on, Dustin!
Power slam again. He's such a good power slammer.
Yeah.
Shattered Dreams. So the Crossroads happened quite a few times in the match. I thought might go for two. I think one was going to be a kick out and the other one would be the end. But they both delivered 2 or 3 apiece.
Yeah, I think my brother was right at that. At one point, they might have gone for a Spanish fly. Yeah. It kind of fucked up. But it did look like this really cool kind of flying clothesline collision. The senton, the rolling senton, just standing right there, he's from 50-odd. And he's just smooth as fuck. Yeah. He just knows what he's doing.
Fucking nailed it.
And I think... It didn't. The finish didn't exactly fall flat. It was just all his near falls, and it just ended with Cody picking up Dusty and one more Crossroads. job done.
He was spent.
Yeah. There was, the ring was stained with blood.
Yeah, I mean, it was everywhere.
But Cody was stained with blood.
No, it was all like in his hair and everything. Just because he got bleached blonde hair, when you get the blood in there, it starts to go pink, and it's so obvious.
It's like the Ric Flair.
It's mental.
What I really
added to the fun.
Yeah, what I really liked was when Cody came back. It was this whole: is he going to attack him? Is he going to hug him?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I was surprised at Cody won. I thought they were going to give it to Dustin.
Well, yeah, with the announcement that he made, it kind of made sense when Cody said, "Look, you're not retiring here tonight because at the next pay-per-view, he goes, I've got a tag team match against the Young Bucks
with the partner of my choosing."
Yeah, and just the line itself, like, I don't want a partner, I don't want a friend, and getting choked up saying I want my older brother. Even I was getting choked
I was
up.
like, oh.
And the hug and the crowd.
And they walked out together and everything.
It was just a great moment of kind of...
It was a great story told from start to finish.
Yeah, and
there wasn't a misstep for me, really.
It doesn't matter where AEW goes now. It's like, after everything Cody and Dustin have been through, no one can take that moment from them.
No.
They've earned that moment.
That's there forever.
Yeah. And, I'm really looking forward... It's a great selling point for the rest of, to keep AEW going. It's like, well, now I want to watch the next pay-per-view because I want to see the Rhodes brothers against the Young Bucks.
Which sounds amazing.
Yeah. So,
just so good.
Match of the night, everything from declaring war on WWE to just... That's all I can call it. It's just the match of the night.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Match of the year, maybe, so far.
Yeah, possibly. Then
it was Young Bucks
versus the Lucha Brothers.
Oh, no, hold on. We have the unveiling of the title.
The title, yes.
Yes, now this was quite a bit of a shock. This was Jack Whitehall, if anybody knows the UK comedian.
Yeah, he did okay.
Yeah, he was there. He did a YouTube video a couple of days before the pay-per-view of him just saying, I'm unveiling the title and everything, being funny as he was.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get it out of the bag. And he picking it up, I was like, oh, that is heavy.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get it out, and he just couldn't get it out of the bag. He goes, you know what, just trust me, it's there. And we'll see you at Double or Nothing. And that was just a little tease. But yeah, he was actually there to unveil the title. Well, we thought it would just be him.
Yeah.
And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, with me to unveil this title, the best there was. I'm like, oh my god! He goes, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. And Bret Hart. Yeah. I mean, Vince. If Vince was watching this, or someone tweeted him saying he's there, he would have been seething. He would have been so pissed off.
I might be wrong about this, but I might have to give a lot more praise to Jack Whitehall because Bret's no spring chicken. He's quite weak. He's gone through cancer and stuff, and he's just kind of. I mean this respectfully, but he's kind of a crippled old man now. When he was holding the belt, he seemed fine. And at one point he handed it to Jack, and Jack kind of acted like the way it was going.
Yeah.
If Bret can hold the belt up like it's nothing at his age, Jack could have as well. So maybe Jack was trying to sell the belt heavier than he thought, which is great. If Jack's able to do that, he gets the business.
We had the Dickhead come out again.
And Hangman Page came out first.
Yeah, Hangman Page came out first. Obviously, the shot.
Yeah,
and then
MJF, wasn't it?
Yeah, the guy with the Burberry scarf.
Yeah,
that we liked as a heel. He came out again. Did some real good heel promo. I love the fact he went, Bret, there's someone behind you.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah, just say there's a fan. Yeah, just a little shot. I did like the whole thing when he's like taunting Hangman Page, saying you should give it a shot. You hurt. Saying not only get up on the ring and then he started going, I'm the best there is, and he yelled at Bret like, oh man, you look at me when I'm talking to you, like, oh, you disrespectful shit.
And then he just proceeded to say, you know what, I've got a better catchphrase than that.
Yours is crap.
Yeah.
And then Jungle Boy and who was it? Oh, Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc came out and they beat the shit into him and chased him off.
Yeah,
and then he revealed the title. Great looking title. It looks really, really nice. The only downside is that he didn't tell Bret, so guys, you need to look to the camera.
Yeah.
Because he put it up towards them. I can't see it. Then he turned away. I was like, no, turn the other way.
And then eventually,
finally, pan around. I was like, oh, that looks really nice.
But even the crowd, some of them must have been watching on the screen because as it faced the camera, you hear the crowd go, "Way!" We can see it.
Yeah, but it was not a nice looking title.
Yeah, it doesn't look tacky like the WWE ones.
Yeah, or the 24/7. Oh, fucking horrible.
If I wanted to be, I doubt they've got like the replica 24/7 belt available in WWE shop now. But if they did, it would have been great if they'd unveiled that and go, oh no, wrong belt, we don't want crap like that. Just as another jab.
Yeah.
But next was the Young Bucks defending the AAA World Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
Only title match of the night versus the Lucha Brothers, which are Pentagon and Phoenix.
From what I remember of this, it was an absolute slog.
Yeah, fell asleep.
But I fell asleep and it's not because don't think it's boring, and it wasn't boring. It was just I was so tired, and it was just getting to that point where it's like I am struggling to stay awake, and it's not because it was boring. It was literally I'm knackered. I'm an old man, and I had a massive Chinese beforehand,
and we had takeaway.
Burger. So I was in that kind of full up comfort zone, hibernation mode. Yeah, and I was struggling to stay awake. So I unfortunately I was zoned in and out of this, but from the spots that I remember. The spots are actually absolutely incredible from what I see. Just really good stuff. I unfortunately missed the ending. So what was the actual ending? I know the Young Bucks picked up the win, but what was the actual ending?
I'm trying to remember myself now. I really can't remember because again, one of those matches where pretty much every move was a spot.
Yeah, everything meant something.
Yeah,
it's like a Taker match. I know that Taker's sloppy in his older age, but. Like you always say, he's every movement he does means something, and I feel the Young Bucks are absolutely like that. Their style is, like you say, throwing caution to the wind, just going for it, and just even though they're throwing caution to the wind, every single moment and look and movement means something for the next part of the story.
If I remember rightly, Pentagon has this move where he pretty much rolls. It's almost like the disarmer. But he rolls them all the way over where it looks like he snapped the arm to break the arm, and he did that to one of the Bucks, and they carried on fighting and kicking out and stuff. And I think the other Buck ran off the ring apron to Hurricane. I think it's Phoenix on the outside. The other, I can't remember which Buck's which now, but the one whose arm was fucked still managed to get momentum against Pentagon. Got him up in the tombstone position with one arm because he's selling the arm injury. Waited for his brother to come up, who did the springboard spike tombstone power driver or package power driver, whatever, and that's what got him the win. I genuinely thought the Lucha Brothers were going to win because I thought they'd take the AAA tag titles back to AAA. I wasn't shocked or unpleased that the Young Bucks won it because it was honestly one of those matches where I didn't mind who won.
Yeah.
It was a very close second match of the night for me because, like we said, there was no wasted movement, and in the promo, the Young Bucks said, "We're here to kind of make tag team wrestling great again," and they proved it in one match.
Is another little jab at WWE because at the moment, tag team wrestling is not Vince's thing.
He's quite weak.
He doesn't care at the moment. Like week in, week out, I keep thinking, who are the tag champs? And because I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
you know, and you shouldn't be like that. You should know who your champions are. Yeah, because they're, as far as we're concerned, the top guys in that division. Yeah. So why would I be forgetting stuff?
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, one thing I did like they do obviously make in WWE when there's a world title match, they don't have their introductions on the way to the ring like a normal match do. They wait till both competitors in the ring. They show off the belt and they go in the left corner and the right corner. Yeah, it's very official. With this, they did that. And I love the fact that during that, they're in each other's faces, just ready to go and tear each other apart. But doing the old school thing of putting the mic to the ref's mouth, and the ref just clean I want a strong style match, but I want it to be clean. I want it to go for it. Distracted by a woman outside.
She has a dog.
There's a dog. Yeah, clean match, strong style, go for it. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I liked it.
Enjoy yourself.
It made me feel. Like it is when you watch it, because I don't mind watching a bit of rugby.
It makes prestigious.
I think that's the only other sport I watch really every now and then is a bit of rugby, and it's whenever because they always mic up the ref, and whenever one of the guys are in trouble for tugging or starting a fight, which is rare in rugby, but it does happen. Yeah. It's when the guy's mic'd up and he's standing there bollocking them. It's just like, I don't want this, I don't want that. Stop being dickheads. Let's do this properly. It had that kind of feel to it. It's just like. The ref is important. Yeah. His word is gospel, and that's why I quite like them interjecting that into a title picture. I think they should go forward with that with titles from now on.
Yeah, I think
it makes it more relevant.
Yeah, I think it was less about making the ref important, more about adding more prestige to the championship and the match itself. Yeah. Of this is how important this match is. These are the titles on the line. Just go for it, kind of thing. So yeah, I definitely.
From what I remember, good match.
Yeah, for those who are listening to us, yes, watch Dustin Cody, but definitely watch the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers as well, because they tore the house down. The Young Bucks retained the titles, And even though, like, at this point, JR and all that were like continuing the show, in the background I did see like the Lucha Brothers taking a bow, and they got a great ovation.
Yeah.
So yeah, great tag team match. Again, we said like Dustin Cody might be match of the year so far. That might be the tag team match of the year. Oh, actually, no, it is the tag team of the year so far. It was amazing.
Definitely.
And then it was main event.
Main event.
Jericho versus Omega.
I mean, like I say, it wasn't match of the night.
No.
But
it's still main event caliber.
It still did everything it needed to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the Jericho entrance.
Oh, brilliant.
Because at the start I thought, is this Omega taking the piss?
I thought that because it's all the blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't see it properly. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Omega because Jericho's got really long hair now. It didn't look like it was him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he obviously, the lights were down.
Did the Lionheart character?
Yeah, the light popped up and it was Lionheart. Then it went down, popped up, listed Jericho character.
Yeah.
Then it went down, back up, and then the Best in the World with the light jacket.
Yeah.
And then he kicked in with Judas, and there he was with his new...
It was the evolution of Jericho.
Yeah, and it was a great entrance. It's just, I thought it was Omega for the start, but no, it ended up being Jericho and Judas playing over the top. Loved it. Great entrance. Yeah. Really enjoyable.
Kenny had his entrance as well. Nothing to write home about.
No, but was there pyro? I think.
Yeah, he was.
There was some pyro through the night. It wasn't like fucking WWE standards of pyro. It was a lot more reduced.
Yeah.
But I was just happy to see a bit of pyro. To be honest, it wasn't overused. It was only used in certain points, but it was good to add a bit of extra flavour in because WWE don't do that very often.
No.
Just save money or whatever.
Yeah, I think obviously I can easily speak for us because at this point it's like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But I think the crowd were a little bit spent as well. And it was more tame than I was expecting. I was expecting a proper like brawl outside the ring and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose, but
they still put on a great wrestling match.
They still put on a great match.
Yeah,
I can't deny. I mean the double lion salt thing because he went in and missed the first one and then just like basically spun back round and did another one off the other rope and clocked that one. That was a good spot. I
think he missed a code break. Didn't he like do a one-knee code break?
He went for a code break and didn't get all of it. There's another one he went for it and he was reversed.
He escaped the one-winged angel. I think that's where they're going with like if he'd hit that he would have lost. I think Kenny got his nose broke.
He either broke or he's fractured it, or maybe he just busted it open and it's just bleeding. But it
did look like his eye was.
It wasn't profusely, so I don't know whether it's broken.
No, but it kind of added to the match at some points because when Kenny was getting the momentum up, he started getting that like adrenaline rush and all that.
It's just nice to see the blood flowing when he's angry and pumped.
So it made sense of like
it adds drama.
Yeah, you've busted me open, now I'm pissed off.
Yeah, exactly. Jericho, perfect heel. Just flipping everybody off and all that kind of shit. I loved that.
Yeah, I think there was a guy dressed as Jesus in the crowd that was trying to distract, so Jericho flipped him off.
Yeah, he pointed at him. He's like, you.
Shut up.
And just gave him the middle finger, so that was good.
Yeah, it was, I think it was the right result, because again, this was the match that would determine who fought Hangman Page.
Yeah, it also, again, it was one of those matches that it doesn't make a difference who won here. I was happy with either winner, because either are absolutely amazing, and either one going against Hangman Page I'm perfectly happy with.
If Jericho hadn't signed a multi-year contract, if this was like a one-time deal, it would have made sense for Kenny to win it.
Yes.
But because Jericho's done a multi-year thing and Kenny had already beat Jericho in New Japan, it kind of makes it one apiece. I know it's different companies, but this is the only two times these two have been against each other.
Yeah.
They're two of the biggest names in wrestling history. Yeah, so Jericho winning was great. He picked up the mic.
Who did he win with a code breaker?
No, with the Judas effect.
Oh yeah, that elbow thing that I'm not too fond of.
No.
To me, it reminds me of that Fist of Doom thing that Cena's starting to do. It seems like a nothing.
It's a stiff shot, but
it's a stiff shot, but it's not a finisher.
No, yeah.
Code break is your finisher.
Yeah,
keep the code breaker.
If he kept
do the stiff shot, then the code breaker. Switch them out.
The signature should be the Judas effect and the Lion Salt. His finishers should be the code breaker and the Walls of Jericho.
Yeah,
it should always be the case.
Yeah.
So he won the match instead of like. They were both pretty spent by the end of it, but instead of celebrating, grabbed the mic, started cutting a heel promo saying, "You guys all need to thank me."
You need to thank me. It's like this company's here because of me. This company's built for me.
Yeah.
This kind of shit. I was just like,
so thank me, thank me.
Yeah, and I was loving it because like it's a great heel promo, but all the while I was thinking they're not ending a pay-per-view with him just shouting at the crowd.
Is like is Hangman going to come out or?
And then we start to see commotion in the crowd. A bit of noise, and I generally didn't think it was going to happen. I thought if it was going to happen, it was going to happen earlier on in the night. And I thought,
keep for another show.
Yeah, keep for another show. Don't fire all your bullets in one go. And then it just, when it happened, the biggest smile on my face.
It's John Moxley!
Oh God! Just like, as soon as he's there with Mox on the back of his jacket, and just coming down with this fucking ferociousness to him, this attitude. It's like, I've never been more invested in Dean Ambrose for fucking ages.
It's weird because there's an old video from like back in the like early 2000s where it's so cleverly like just played out. It looks like Mankind halfway through a match metamorphosizes and catches Jack. Obviously coming through the crowd is a very Moxley Dean thing to do.
Shield thing to do.
Yes, it's a Shield thing. So it's almost like the walk to the crowd was watching Dean Ambrose metamorphose into John Moxley.
Yeah, leave WWE and go into AEW.
Yeah, because by the time he was in the ring, there was still elements of Dean, but Dean was always the lunatic.
Yeah.
So, but the way he was like looking at Jericho and his little twitches, just like, I'm ready to tear someone's asshole apart right now.
Which he did.
Yeah.
Dirty D's to Jericho, Dirty D's to the ref, who kicked him. I was like, what is going on?
Waiting for Kenny to get up.
Got Kenny up, he started beating up on him.
I genuinely thought it would just be the DDT,
but
Kenny fought back.
Yeah.
And a brawl started.
Yeah, started the brawl, went through the crowd, went up onto the plastic chips that they had there all night. They had like these massive disc chips, because obviously it's Vegas.
Roulette table.
Yeah, roulette table chips. Got up on top of there, Dirty D's onto the top, and that's kind of how you show.
And then an AA off the top of it.
Oh yeah, the AA.
Yeah,
that was a bit weird.
I don't know if that was just a
whether it was another jab or whether it was just a case of it's just a way to throw it off.
It's just a fireman's carry.
But yeah, through AA Omega off the top down onto that kind of glass,
some kind of glass stage
plinth thing.
Yeah.
Down there, and that's the kind of how the show ends with Moxley on top of the chips, just going absolutely nuts, and everybody just going crazy with JR going, we'll see you next time, and all this kind of
shit. It was, very like, yes, you will.
Yes, you fucking will, mate. You have brought me all the way in. A great ending. It was really great ending. It gave you everything you wanted, and I didn't, like I said, I didn't think halfway through the pay-per-view, I thought maybe they're not going to go with it, and they did go with it, and it was everything I hoped it would be.
Well, like we said, we did think maybe it would be smart to introduce Moxley in the first weekly television show. Like, not putting all your chips on the table, no pun intended. But hopefully AEW are confident enough to go, no, we can do this because we're confident with the plans we've got ahead of us.
Yeah.
A big positive would be, because there was a kind of talk that maybe Dean was leaving WWE because he was just sick of wrestling at the minute. He just wanted to rest his body and chill out. But he looked genuinely pumped. He was having fun.
Yeah, and it's the same thing I said with when you see Ty Dillinger when he was in the Battle Royal. He just looked like he was enjoying himself more.
Yeah.
He looked fresh, he looked happy, he looked like he was glee in his eyes.
Yeah.
And Dean was the same.
Yeah. Oh, just remember this. Just going all the way back to the Battle Royal again. This is because of bad camera work. But one of the characters, don't know his name, started lighting up a fag in the middle of the ring. The next thing we know, apparently Jimmy Havoc stapled the fag to his forehead and he's wrestling with a slit cigarette in his forehead.
That was cool.
And then he did the same to Tommy, I think. I think he did a staple to above his eye and then in his crotch and then over the top rope. I'd like to say I don't think there was real staples in that gun, but there definitely was in Thingy's head when he had the cigarette there. So
so like I said, the final moments, great.
Yeah, the only negative, again, very, very slither nitpicking is like, obviously it was there for that spot, but what's the point of having a glass stage there?
Yeah, so, but I think I can forgive that.
Yeah, of course you can forgive that. That's why it was there.
Yeah. Overall, star rating. I mean, this
is difficult.
This pay-per-view just is a big show to WWE. So this is the level you need to get to. This is what you need to be doing on a monthly basis. We're considering how well AEW did with this, with so many characters we don't know, and they haven't had enough time to build up the way that WWE have their time to build up. Look how long they had between Mania and Money in the Bank, and they built nothing up really, not nowhere near enough. And our podcast, as you may have listened to, is evidence of that. But with this, they've had barely any build-up, bar a couple of matches, and every single one of them were either good, great, or epic. There was no bad match in the fucking pay-per-view at all. The only thing that is a downside is the production value. Like I said, with the camera angles and clearly auto cues and that kind of stuff, there was just a couple of missteps there. And that's why I'm marking it down a little bit more than I was going to mark it. I'm taking a point away for that, but just the one.
I'm only going to take half point, because in my head, I've always said a 10 out of 10 pay-per-view for me would mean they'd have to pretty much do something along the caliber of WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, it has to be absolutely flawless, and unfortunately this thing wasn't flawless, but it was getting there. It was almost there.
I would have gave it 8.5, but I'm going to give it 8, and I'm going to explain why. Not only just because
I'm giving it exactly the same.
Yeah.
I was going to give it a 9, but then when I thought about the production value, I thought I'm going to go for an 8.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go with. I was going to go 8.5. Go with 8 because not just the production thing, but there are a number of matches in there which I'll admit, if I knew of the characters, I probably would have been a lot more invested.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some matches in there where, even if I knew who they were and knew the characters and all that, I still would have seen the match in the same light. I've just remembered something else. The end of the Best Friends. The lights went out. And two guys I don't know looked like the Techno Viking and a big dude in some kind of.
Yeah, and they just cleaned house a bit, didn't they?
But they appeared, and you're like, who the hell are these guys? Kind of giving us the Sanity Viking Raiders feel. Lights out again, and they're like got all these masked minions.
Yeah.
And they just tear everybody apart and end it with creating a human throne.
Yes, forgot about that.
Which, again, it adds that dynamic of interest of who are these guys, I want to find out more about it.
That was fun.
Again, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm an Undertaker fan, but whenever the lights go out in wrestling, I'm like, oh!
Waiting for the gong.
Yeah. Well, not just the gong, just what is happening right now. Yeah,
it's Bray Wyatt!
It's Sting! What's going on?
But, 8.
A solid 8.
Solid 8.
Yeah.
I think it was a real good pay-per-view, a good showing of what these guys are capable of. I'm so invested in this already. I'm so looking forward to the future to see what they can do.
It's a positive 8 because I genuinely think the best is yet to come.
Yeah, and it also, I don't think they're going to retaliate because WWE are quite petty like that and pathetic, but they need to retaliate. They need to. I think the only person that is actually going to think about watching this is Triple H.
Yeah, I don't think his finger on the pulse.
Yeah, no one else is going to bother watching it. I don't think Steph or Shane are that bothered about it, and Vince definitely couldn't give a shit. If you can't watch NXT, he ain't going to watch AEW, is he? But I think Triple H he's clever in the fact of the way that Jericho is clever in the fact of what the finger of the pulse and wrestling. Yeah. When it comes to the business side of things, Triple H is very clever in that fact of going, right, I need to look around to see where the talent is, where the ideas are coming from, where, because sometimes you can pill for storylines, you can pill for ideas, and AEW could potentially do that for him, and he could look at that and go, right, okay, I've got some new ideas, I've got some things I can go forward with, I've got something that I need to be getting to, and I'm hoping that he'll look at that and go, that's what we need to be doing. The only problem is how can he convey that to Vince and get it working?
Yeah, I think the only other person that might watch... Well, there's probably multiple people we don't know of in WWE that have watched it. But Shane might have watched it because, he went away for a while.
Maybe,
Yeah, he went away for a while out of wrestling. And, he created his own business, his own company for a while. So he might have the smart business sense to go, I should really check out the competition here.
Mm-hmm.
If I were WWE, the one thing I'd be worried about is the amount of staff, wrestlers, or whoever who watched that show and thought, and everything from writers to actual in-ring talent might have watched that and go, that looks fun, that looks cool, I want to go there.
Yeah.
Because there's probably a lot of people going, see, I'm interested in AEW, but I want to see what it's like first. They would have watched that show. Some people might have watched Double or Nothing and thought, nah, it's not for me. But a lot of WWE guys might have gone...
I'd say the majority.
Yeah, a lot of writers might have gone, I want to write for them.
I want to write for them.
A lot of production guys might have looked at it and gone, I can do better than that.
Yeah.
Or a lot of the talent might walk into the office tomorrow or this morning and go, here's my papers, want my release. There's a few names in my head that I think won't surprise me if they go. I think when they're allowed to, the Revival and Luke Harper will go.
Yeah, they're going to go.
I think the Usos might want to go.
There is rumours that they're still not too sure about themselves. Mm-hmm. Sasha is another one. She's clearly pissed off with WWE, and I'm kind of annoyed at her because she is throwing a bit of an over tantrum. But if you don't want to, like we said on the Money in the Bank one, if you don't want to be there, just let them go.
Yeah.
If they want to return, they will. If they don't, then build someone else up. It doesn't matter. So Sasha could go as well, maybe. The
two dark horses that might go is AJ Styles has signed another contract with WWE.
2 years.
Yeah, but he says he's not going to sign another one. I thought it was 5 years.
Was it 5?
It might be 5.
No,
I don't know.
It could be 5.
But he said after that, I very much doubt I'm signing another one after this. which I don't think he'll sign a full-time one with AEW. I think the main thing of why he won't sign another one is probably eyeing up retirement.
He's getting his age.
Yeah, but he might do a one-off deal with AEW.
Maybe. Or maybe he could go with a taker way of doing things at AEW. He appears once a year at their biggest pay-per-view, AJ versus someone.
Or just remain a free agent, so he can go to WWE when they call him, or New Japan, or whoever. Yeah. The other one, which people might not expect, is Shinsuke.
Because he's doing nothing. He hasn't been on TV in weeks.
Well, Shinsuke, I thought he might go back to New Japan, but rumour has it he's very happy living in America, that he doesn't want to leave.
So AEW is that middle ground.
He can remain in America and yet still have a decent wrestling career.
Absolutely.
So
I think maybe Ruru might be another one as well.
Yeah, Rusev might.
Yeah, he's not done anything in a while. I don't know what I'm looking at it and thinking, what can they do with him? Because they don't seem invested in him. But if you put Rusev in AEW, I'm invested straight away.
Triple H will have that mindset of he'll probably have a little list somewhere of people in the locker room he knows are quite upset right now. And after watching that,
and I know that Triple H will be there consoling them.
He means well.
Yeah, it's not like Triple H would be like, look, guys, stick with me, I'm trying to change everything. I imagine Triple H to be quite apologetic to people that are feeling frustrated, because I know he's on the same side.
Yeah.
He's feeling frustrated as well, so he's trying to make people feel better.
Yeah, if he's watched AEW and thought, crap, that's quite good, I can see why people might want to jump over. He might have a little list of people in his head where he's probably picked up the phone and say, can we talk? Just to try and keep them from jumping ship.
And again, he can say everything he wants to, but unless it gets by Vince...
I was going to say, Triple H might be thinking that way, Vince will think, well, we'll just do the 6-month thing with Luke Harper. Which is like, alright, he can still be a dick and delay their departure or their debut in AEW, but at the end of the day, they're leaving your company and they are going to go there.
And the problem is that if you're giving them more fuel to the fire, always going to make you sit out your contract so you can't go there for another 6 months, you're just going to amp up their aggression against you. Yeah. So when they finally move over to AEW, you're going to be getting things like the throne smashing thing in this pay-per-view, where they're going to be firing shots at you and taking the piss because you've riled them up so much that feel like they've got no other option.
Yeah.
If they leave on good terms, like Moxley did,
yeah.
There was nothing there, and I don't think he will do anything because there's no need to.
No.
He left on good terms. If you let them leave on good terms, one, there's a door open for them to potentially come back if they ever want to, and two, you're going to get less of them berating you. Yeah. And people will pick up on that. We've picked up on it, and we haven't sat there going, "Oh, that's unfair." We're going, "Ha! Awesome!
Yeah,
I love that." And we shouldn't be, but we are, because you're fucking up.
The thing with Moxley, WWE have kind of been smart with the door they've let him walk through, because something could happen because it's so early days with AEW yet. AEW from a production or backstage standpoint could crumble to dust within 12 months. We don't know. But Moxley might, I'm pretty much sure Seth and John will stay in touch.
Mm-hmm.
He might pick up the phone in a few months, and Seth and Moxley, Ambrose, whatever, will have a conversation, and Seth might go, how is it over there? He might turn around and go, it's a clusterfuck. No one knows what they're doing, and Seth might go, do you want to come back here then? Vince is going to offer you more money and a better deal, and he might crawl back through the door. Or it could be the opposite, where Seth rings up and goes, I'm just not happy here, and John goes, come to AEW, mate.
Yeah.
Because I said early on in the night, Seth would flourish in AEW.
Oh God, he'd be the top guy.
He's the top guy in WWE now, but he's got so many people who he can have chemistry with.
Seth versus Omega.
Seth and the Young Bucks.
And like I said, the money wouldn't be as much as you'd be getting in WWE, I know that.
No.
But I've always said to myself, and I say this to a lot of people whenever they're waning about their careers, I'd rather be on a low-paying job and happy than a high-paying job and fucking miserable.
Yeah, and especially in wrestling, I'd love to be in a company that I helped build.
And have freedom of creativity.
Yeah, than be in this, let's call it an evil empire where it's like, here's your paycheck, but you don't really give a shit about it.
Exactly.
So, well, great. So that's it, pretty much.
Yeah, Double or Nothing. First non-WWE pay-per-view podcast. Really enjoyed it. 8 out of 10.
See, we can say positive things about wrestling.
Looking forward to the future. Definitely. Yes. WWE, you need to step your fucking game up.
A lot.
Because that is the mark you need to be getting to.
Yeah.
This is the Star Wars of wrestling, as far as I'm concerned.
This is the Empire versus the Rebellion. Yes.
So yeah, like, subscribe, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, we're all on there. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back in 3 weeks for Super Showdown.
Well, I think it's like 1 week now.
Is it a week?
A week or so.
Fucking hell, I did loads of gone like almost 2 months without a podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get 3 in a fucking month.
You can't get rid of us. No, it's 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a little bit of space.
Yeah. All right.
Right. See you soon.
Bye.